First thing is to remove the 4 bolts holding down the engine cover, and it has these, you use an Allen key to remove these bolts. And I've removed the back 2 already. And it just lifts up. The next thing is to remove the negative terminal on the battery. Now I'm going to remove the connector for the map sensor. Remove the clip to the air filter. Loosen this hose clamp. Now you remove the hose clamp to this pipe here, the air intake. Behind this intake plenum here, down there below that, there are 2 bolts holding this. It's a support bracket that holds this piece in. To get to it, what I found was that Harbor Freight, they have this tool. It's item 96369, and it's a flexible ratchet. So you can actually adjust it whatever angle, and it gives me the reach around it. And that's what I'm going to use to get behind here, like this, and then remove those 2 bolts there. And those 2 are 12 millimeter. There's one. And here's number 2. Then the next thing is to go around and remove any brackets holding any components. Remove the nut holding the EGR pipe. Be careful, don't lose the washers. What you want to do next is these studs here. There's like a torque, the shape of it is like a star or torque head on it, and you can buy these sockets. There's an E8 they call it, and we'll go ahead and remove the studs. By removing it, you'll be able to slide this connector off the intake plenum. You also need to remove these 2 hoses here. On the passenger side at the back here, there's also a hose. You need to remove that one. I almost forgot there's actually another hose back here. This is the first one we took out, but behind it there's another one there. So we gotta take that one out too. Now I'm going to go around and remove the 12mm on the intake plenum. Now on each side there's going to be two more of these the star-shaped studs that you need to remove. And I found the original packaging where I bought this. This is actually Harbor Freight, item number 67898, and they just call it the 7-piece impact star socket set, and the one I'm using is the E8. Back on the passenger side, let me zoom in, I'll show you what I needed to do. See that green connector there? Now this has never been taken apart before, so these two green connector goes to this bundle of wire, and there's actually a gray tie wrap that is holding it in place like this. Basically I had to get a long pair of needle nose and carefully break that off. Now you don't want to damage the wire, so be very careful when you do that. Another thing I saw was that back here, right behind the connector, there's another bracket. It's probably going to be a 12mm. You need to get that bolt off. I just got the back bolt out. This is a 12mm, and again I use this multi-adjustable angle ratchet, and I was able to reach behind and get that bolt out. I decided to separate the top and bottom intake plenum, and to do that there are two bolts at the top here and two at the bottom. Basically just a small little ratchet, go by feel, and remove those four. But with the window cowl removed, this task is not too bad now. I want to point out that the lower one on the driver's side, that bolt is a pain to get to because there's not a lot of clearance. So luckily I have a little socket here, this tiny little one, that I'm able to just slip it in there about this angle, and I'm able to just slowly loosen that up. After getting those four bolts out for the top and bottom intake plenum, I still couldn't pull off the plenum, so I realized the other side of the connector, the green connector, right over here, is tied to a bracket, and the wire is very short, so it doesn't have a lot of slack for you to pull out. And there's a 10mm bolt that's screwed in and bolted to the bottom plenum. So I ended up bending the bracket. That's why it looks like that right now, so that I have room in the middle. In the beginning these two were very close together. So now that those green connectors are not tied to it anymore, this intake plenum can be removed.